Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of the Love Writing a Latte podcast. I am your host, Cedric Williams. Thank you for tuning in, and wherever you are, I hope you're happy, I hope you're healthy, and I hope you're finding time to spend time with those that you love. So a little bit about this podcast before I get into what I want to talk about today. This podcast is designed for you. It is a motivational writing tool to help you take that next step into your writing journey. And I'm here for you. As a matter of fact, I want you to reach out to me for any questions, any concerns, whatever you may have. My number is 903-452-8811. Again, that number is 903-452-8811. I'll be receiving your text messages and getting those answered. Also, you can email me at lovewritingalatte@gmail.com. And that's lovewritingalatte@gmail.com. And you can email me your concerns or questions, whatever you may have. Or just tell me how much you're enjoying the content. I would greatly appreciate it. So today, finding your motivation. You know, in life, in general, you have to find motivation to get up and work in the morning. You know, you have to find motivation to clean your house. You have to find motivation to do anything that you want to do, or anything you will need to do. Well, you know, put writing in that same category. You know, finding motivation to write is very needful. Okay? When you find your motivation to write, you've not only found motivation, but you've found an open road to that writing journey. Because once you start, it's just like cleaning your house. Once you get started, then before you know it, your entire house is clean. And you have that feeling of accomplishment because of it. Same with writing. You know, writing, once you start writing, you have that feeling of, when you finish, you read your finished product. You know, you have that feeling of accomplishment because you're like, oh, did I write that? Oh man, I'm good. You know, so it takes discipline. It just takes getting started. And when you realize the many avenues and the many roads that writing can open for you, you will find your motivation. Right? Because, like, for instance, me, I'm a published author. It started off as a poem in 2014. And I've kept at it. I, was trying to find words that would fit, trying to see which character would say what and all that. But in 2018, I was able to tangibly hold that book in my hand. And the feeling of accomplishment that I received from that was a high that I've never come off of, you know. And I actually went back up a little bit because I didn't run up on that. Like I said, I started off as a poem, and it lay dormant for at least 2 years. You know, I went 2 years without writing anything. I mean, it was like tucked away somewhere, and I just happened to find it. And I was reading it. I was like, this could probably go somewhere. I could probably do more with this. And that motivated me. Just reading my work motivated me to turn that 1.5 page poem into a 36-page book. And I was like, okay, so now that I have this manuscript, now what? How to get it published? How do I? And through Google search and everything, I was able to find a publisher, which is Zulun Press. And the name of that book, by the way, is A Christmas Not Forgotten. And it was published through Zulun Press. That's XULON Press. And when they published it, and they wanted me to pick out my cover and all that, and I was going through this, and I'm like, this is actually happening. I'm actually about to release this book to the world, and in 2018, I was able to tangibly hold that book in my hand, and the feeling that I got from that was unbelievable, and that motivated me to go even further. And I picked up screenwriting because I've always had an interest in film and television, and so I picked up screenwriting, and I found this platform. It's called Stage 32, and I actually saw it on an advertisement on Instagram, and so I decided to check it out. And so what Stage 32 is, it's a platform. It's almost like LinkedIn. It's a social media platform like LinkedIn, but it's for actors, directors, producers, screenwriters, musicians, artists, you name it. And so I was listening at this advertisement. Actually, the CEO was speaking, and I decided to check it out. And the inspiration and the motivation that I received from that, from that ad on Instagram, and then going to check that out, going to the actual Stage 32 website, and seeing all these people that have made it, and all these other people that, that are striving to make movies, and, had failures, had defeats, had rejections, but they still, because they saw the purpose, they saw what they wanted, they saw the outcome of this, and so they kept striving, they kept pushing until they were able to have their movie on Netflix, on Hulu. And I was at that, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I'm home, It's like, Lucy, I'm home. I'm home. This is what I want. And so I started out writing a script, and I didn't know a thing about writing a script. I didn't know the first thing about writing a script. But so I wrote this script, so-called script, I guess, and I had an industry reader read it. And it wasn't just an industry reader. It was Kevin Hart's producer that read my script and gave me a call. And I'm like, this is unreal. This is really happening. Right? And so, did my script, end up on TV? Not yet. Or the movies? Not yet. But it gave me such a push, right? That I never quit. And that script actually was placed in the semifinals in both the Los Angeles Cinematography Award contest and the New York Cinematography Award contest. And that was mind blowing. That was mind blowing. And it was because of the help and the guidance that I received on the Stage 32 platform, which they call us a tribe, and that's what we need. If you're ever going to be motivated to write, if you're going to be motivated to do anything, you need a connection. You need a group, or even if not a group, even just one person. You need a connection that's going to help you, to guide you, to mold you into being the writer that you want to be. That is the best motivation you can have, is a tribe. And I'm forever grateful to Stage 32 for that. No, they did not sponsor this podcast. They are not sponsoring this podcast, but it was through them that I found my motivation. And like I said, I'm forever grateful. So yeah, when you find your motivation, you'll find your inspiration. And don't allow your creativity to be buried under intimidation. Okay? That is the number one fault. The number one, that's the bullet. That's the silver bullet in writing, is having your creativity buried under intimidation. I was indeed intimidated when I submitted my script to Kevin Hart's producer. I was indeed intimidated. I mean, here I am, this novice, this beginner, this green writer, script writer, and here she is, this, top A-list producer reading my script, and I'm like, oh man. But it was because, and I could have allowed that to shut me down, but because my drive and my conviction was so much greater than my intimidation, I moved on. I stepped up to the plate and I wrote my script. And as a matter of fact, I was so inspired that I dismantled that script and made 2 scripts out of 1. So you that's what I'm saying. When you find your motivation could come in the form of a tribe. It could come in the form of you reading someone else's work, you listening to someone else's story, whatever the case may be, or even listening to a podcast. That's why I'm here. It will give you motivation. All right. So that's all I have for you today. Make sure you tune in for the next podcast. And I certainly appreciate you guys for tuning in. And make sure that you follow for more awesome content, because I am truly coming with some more content. May God bless you. May He keep you well. I'm praying for you. You pray for me. And I will see you next time.